I'd like to call this meeting to order, please, because we've got a 6 o'clock meeting. We're here to discuss RCA 24-263. It's Medina Pedal Company. This is for looking at how the pedals are going to be going up and down the streets and which streets and when and the like. Because the one thing, we think it's a great idea, but we think it's a bad idea to slow down traffic, especially during rush hour and things like that. So with that, the chief and the mayor put together some thoughts on what we should do, and those are included in the RCA 25-020. And we'll let you read the specifics later, but the thing that is mainly concerning most of us here are that no commercially operated quadricycle will operate on Court Street between Lafayette Road and Harding or Broadway Street within Public Square. Those were the original comments, and I know we've discussed amongst ourselves. We believe that we should really restrict anything around the square during rush hour. You know, like right now would be a bad time to be having a pedal bicycle around the square on Broadway, morning rush hour, evening rush hour, and things like that. Maybe parts of Elmwood. I know that when we go around the square, that may be a part that we want to restrict too during rush hour. But that leaves you the rest of the city. There's another 23 and a half miles that you can use for pedaling and things like that. So with that, Reggie or Jess, do you have anything you'd like to add first, and then?
No, I agree. Anything we do here in the city of Medina, safety is a priority. And as we all know, there's increased traffic in our community now because of all of the things that we offer here in the city. And I can tell you that on 57, during the commutes back and forth to work, it can get backed up from Shaker Drive all the way going into the square. I mean, it's pretty bad. And the direction of traffic is both ways. And so that is really would not be conducive to having this pedal bike in that area during those times that people are commuting back and forth to work.
I'm sorry, what are the times we established as rush hour times?
4 to 6.
4 to 6 and 7:30 to 9:30, something like that. I would defer to the traffic experts in town to give us the more definitive times, but those are the talking points right now. I see the chief nodding up and down, so thank you. Okay. All right. So, Jess?
No, I agree. I think it's fine to limit just during those hours. I'm just wondering, how slow do you think that this thing is moving? Because you understand it's not powered by just the people, right? Like it's
Right.
going at a regular speed. So I'm just wondering how slow are we thinking that it's going to cause congestion during these hours is all my concern is, because I don't think it's going to be as slow as what everyone thinks it is, but I think, you know, during those certain times, if you just want to stay off those roads, that's fine.
Okay. I know in Savannah, I followed one at 5 miles an hour. Okay, one. It doesn't go any faster than 5? Okay, all right. So I wasn't too far off. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I thought they went up to like 35 miles an hour, you said.
Oh, that
Where
would
was
be-
I? I thought it was electric and it went up to like 30 miles an hour or
I thought it went
something.
faster than that too.
Yeah, I thought it went faster than 5 miles an hour. So, okay,
Yeah.
I take back that statement then. That is pretty slow.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Anybody else have any comments they'd like to make? Mr. Gersbacher, Mrs. Gersbacher? Go to a microphone, please.
So thank you for moving us along so fast and taking a look at this. So I looked over some of this, but not all of it. I'm on board with a lot of it. I guess I just question creating ordinances and law when there aren't problems at this point.
Agreed.
You know, so I think privately we have so much incentive to work with the community and do it the right way. Common sense says even if you're on a regular bike, don't go during heavy traffic and cause a bunch of issues. So that would be my only issue with just in general is having to create a law when there aren't problems at all. I can see a year from now, 6 months from now, if there becomes problems, then I would certainly be behind having to make law out of it, but that's my personal opinion.
I spent, I don't know how many years in manufacturing management and IT management. If you can prevent a problem before it happens, do it.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what we're looking here. This is to prevent something.
The square, I completely understand. The not being able to cross, are you saying you can't cross over Court Street before Harding? Or just being on Court Street between Harding and Lafayette? I think it was that.
The mayor could probably give you detail on that.
Lafayette to Harding, because it's only 2 lanes.
Okay, that makes
So we
sense.
asked not to be on Court Street. Crossing it is not an issue.
Okay.
Because it's side street to side street, and they're controlled with traffic control. I didn't even see a problem, although when you and I talked privately, you said you didn't know that there may be an interest in being on Court Street, but I don't see the same problem where we've done the improvements up there because there's adequate space for traffic to get around it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, we don't need to be on Court Street, so I agreed with that. Broadway, I agreed with, if you're going from Lafayette up through Broadway, past the library, and then over the square. We weren't looking to do that at all. It was just coming in where there were, I think East Liberty to West Liberty. Obviously, we can get out of the way if we need to, and we're not looking to make left-hand turns on the square, so that keeps it safer. And in general, from 4 to 6, when there's heavy traffic, we're going to avoid that altogether.
Okay.
So makes sense to me.
All right. Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't have the microphone. I was asking the chief. I see more of the congestion 4:30 to 6:30, but he thinks 4 to 6 would work. So.
Okay, all right. And we can adjust this as we go through. And one thing I would like to also add to this is, and other times as deemed necessary, if there's something going on that, a one-time shot, and it's going to tie up the square for a couple hours, we'll keep you away from that, that type of thing. Okay. John or Denny, do you have anything to add?
No, I think that makes sense. I think we want to encourage activities like this because of the type of community we are, but I do understand the traffic concerns, but there's a lot of other streets in our community that can be used, and with the parties and things that are probably occur on there, those streets should probably be the ones they want to go down anyways, because they don't want to be involved in traffic. I can't imagine that this vehicle wants to be involved in traffic, but I think that this will help solve the problem. And with Troy talking about, not being involved in those streets, and these are the busiest streets. Even when I go home sometimes, on 57 from Broadway, it's backed up a half a mile. And that's just because of the congestion at the time during rush hour. But there are plenty of other streets that have no vehicles on them at all. And I don't think people are going to mind which street they ride on. They just want to be involved in the process and be involved riding the vehicle. So I think that
Right.
makes a lot of sense.
Thank you. Denny?
I appreciate Troy and his wife and the group that's trying to put this together. I think it's going to, pardon? I think it's going to be a good thing for Medina. I agree with the limitations on the rush hour times, but like Troy said, I don't think that there's going to be very many times that they're going to be going through the square, whether it's rush hour or not. So again, I would welcome it and thank you for the investment.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have any comments? Ms. Marshall?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So just to clarify, the 4 to 6 p.m., is that 7 days a week, or is that only Monday through Friday?
Good question.
Monday through Friday, I would think. I don't think we have much of a rush hour problem on the weekends. Do you agree, Chief?
It's on the weekends, it's actually just as bad throughout the entire
Well,
day.
yeah, it's the square, because
Yeah,
there's
it's the
always
square.
something going on
Okay.
at the square.
During the
Alright.
weekends, it's pretty bad. I think with the common sense suggestions we have in this proposed ordinance, that should handle most of it, limiting where they're operating and staying off the single lane streets.
Okay, all right, thank you.
The other item is just, I'm not sure if you're aware or not, but the City Economic Development Committee met in December, and Troy gave a presentation to the committee, and they sort of voted on, in favor of the city, supporting it. So just wanted to mention that too for the record.
Okay, thank you, thank you. We support it too. We just want to keep the streets open, that's all. Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Anybody else? Okay, well, thank you very much for attending and your input. We appreciate it. We'll get this on the agenda for next meeting then.
So are you guys voting on which you pass to finance, so we?
Oh, okay, all right, we'll vote, thank you. I don't do this often, so thanks, John. Okay, so all in favor of, I'll entertain a motion to move this RCA as amended to the full Finance Committee.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, 3-0. Aye. I did say aye, quietly.
I don't believe it.
Reggie made the motion,
She second.
and Jess seconded.
Second it.
Okay? Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.